Message. Congratulations.
3 years after its premiere, Squid Game Season 2 carries on the plot of the Netflix series. And an inside look at the intricate production process makes the intricate process of creating the TV program even more fascinating. Even though Squid Game Season 2 included a lot of new participants, the show's structure remained mostly the same. But there are also some significant distinctions. For instance, the conclusion of Squid Game Season 2 is even more cliffhanger-filled than the previous one. But there's a very excellent reason for it. In summary, the plot of Squid Game Season 3 will wrap up the tale, which was hinted to in the Season 2 conclusion. Squid Game was created by writer, director, and showrunner Hwang Dong-hyuk and debuted in 2021. The program swiftly gained popularity among viewers in both its home country of South Korea and foreign nations. It has gained notoriety for its brutal high-stakes, battle royale-style plot. Song Ji-hun, played by Lee Jae-young, has led both seasons thus far as he attempts a unique take on the classic rags to riches tale. Compared to comparable productions, the show's production requirements are very straightforward, yet there are certain peculiarities and difficulties. Hwang Dong-hyuk, the creator of Squid Game, disclosed in an interview with Screen Rant that he had an extremely strict timeline for finishing the scripts for the second season of the program. Due to the popularity of Squid Game, Netflix gave him just 6 months to complete the most recent run of the program after he spent 10 years trying to find a buyer for the screenplay for Season 1. Considering that he also had to compose Squid Game's third and final season during this time, this is even more amazing. Although it isn't very typical, the Squid Game showrunner isn't the first to write a complete season by himself. The fact that he had to complete so much work in such a short period of time makes it even more uncommon. Additionally, he directed each episode of Squid Game Season 2, exactly as he had done during the show's initial run in 2021. He had the option to assign 1 or 2 of the screenplays to another author, but instead he accepted the massive task and completed it to a high standard. Gong Yu's enigmatic Squid Game character, primarily known as the salesman, or occasionally the recruiter, has appeared in just 4 episodes. It is doubtful that the actor will ever be able to return to his enigmatic character after his stunning death in a game of Russian roulette early in Squid Game Season 2. The salesman is accompanied by a shroud of anxiety because so little is known about him. But what makes the character truly compelling is Gong Yu's remarkably composed portrayal of the wicked recruiter in the games. Surprisingly, Gong Yu has never portrayed a villain in Squid Game before. Gong Yu has avoided playing adversaries in his acting career since 2001 until he was chosen for Squid Game Season 1 20 years later. This does make some sense because he doesn't appear like the kind of guy who would play a classic villain, at least not at first glance. However, the salesman is a whole different kind of villain, and now that Gong Yu is playing the part, it's hard to think of any actor who could have performed the part more well. Seasons 1 and 2 of Squid Game were separated by a significant amount of time. The fact that the show's author only ever planned for the plot to be told in a single run of episodes, a self-contained story, is one factor contributing to this. It was planned to be a movie before that. Therefore, there were no original intentions for a follow-up. However, extra episodes were unavoidable due to the show's quick success and cliffhanger finale. As the program enters its final season, the excruciating 3-year wait for Ji-hun's tale to continue has been averted, albeit it wasn't perfect. The Squid Game Season 2 conclusion is obviously meant to be suspensefully unfinished. Unlike the first season, Season 3 of Squid Game is expected to continue where Season 2 left off. The fact that the second and third runs were both shot immediately after each other may thus not come as a complete surprise. But it does highlight one of the most significant shifts streaming services have brought about in the TV sector. In addition to seeming more natural for the actors and crew, continuing right after the Squid Game Season 2 finale should provide a more comprehensive experience. Rarely is dominant hand use taken into account when designing characters or choosing actors for particular parts. Similar to eye color or height, certain performers' traits frequently automatically translate to the role they are portraying. Since of this general norm, Lee Byung-hun's depiction of the frontman is particularly intriguing since, while being right-handed, the actor must modify his performance to fit the left-handed character he is portraying. Although using a dominant hand is very instinctive, maintaining the appearance that your weaker hand is the one that takes control on its own requires a great deal of skill and focus. Naturally, Lee Byung-hun benefits from being on a television set, and continuity personnel are probably there to ensure that he uses the same hand consistently throughout the role. Nevertheless, it's a barrier that requires ongoing observation for world building. With the twist that a pregnant lady had been admitted to the lethal game, Jo Yoo-ri debuted as Kim Joon-hee in Squid Game Season 2. Those who grew up in South Korea will recognize every game in Squid Game Season 2, just like in Season 1. Although the games themselves are sometimes straightforward, the fact that failure frequently results in death gives the infantile trials a sinister touch. In One More Game, the 5th episode of Squid Game Season 2, Kim Joon-hee plays Dokji, and she does it flawlessly on her first attempt, but the actress failed. During the scene's filming, Kim Joon-hee performed so badly that the director had to step in and declare that computer-generated imagery would be required to create the flawless flip, with extensive actor cooperation and sweeping camera work. The Dokji flip takes place in a shot that lasts around a minute. A minute might not seem like much, but considering how much labor goes into each camera shot, it feels like a lifetime. Therefore, Kim Joon-hee's first errors at the beginning of what was supposed to be a protracted undertaking must have rapidly become quite annoying. One of the coolest new characters in Squid Game Season 2 is Kong Dae-ho, who makes it abundantly evident in the second game that he is an expert gongi player. He flies through the course with lightning speed and agility, demonstrating that he has earned his confidence. However, the majority of the round consists of a close-up of the character's hands, with actor Kong Han-ul only appearing at the beginning and finish of the game.